back to another episode of Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. I am so excited to be here today. We have so much to talk about. We have a special guest. You guys are not going to want to miss this, but I have to ask, like I do every single week. Danny, how was your week?
My week has been awesome.
Tell me about it.
All right. The first thing I want to talk about, if we can go into the Frozen guys in Kansas City. I hate to say that. That was kind of the Frozen guys. If people don't know, there was 3 guys found frozen.
Sure.
Behind, and I was going to say on a live because I'm thinking I'm on TikTok.
Right.
3 guys frozen in behind a Kansas City home.
Okay.
And their friend was in their house sleeping. Did you hear this story?
I did. So let me just get this straight, and
Okay.
especially for the audience. So 3 people were found dead.
Yes.
In a backyard.
Yes.
It was their actual friend.
Yes.
Lived in the house.
Yes.
And was at the house. And did that person find them dead?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Here's-
Who found them dead?
A girlfriend that broke into the house 2 days later.
So they were missing and gone.
Yes.
Reported to the police?
Yes. And she breaks into the door and she finds them. What happened was Kansas City had a playoff game. We all know the NFL's having a playoff game. These friends get together all the time to watch the Kansas City game.
Sure.
4 friends. They know each other from high school.
Oh, wow.
All
So it's a
4 of them
long time.
get, and they go over to their buddy's house, who's a single guy, living in his house all by himself.
Okay.
These 3 friends that got invited to his house never come home. They never come home, Don.
I
So,
got a question.
yeah.
Are they Italian?
No.
Oh.
Right away, right there, you're thinking about.
No, I was just thinking, like, come on, 3 guys want to come over, hang out in my backyard, and freeze to death. What does that sound like to you?
Listen, they go take them fishing. You go fishing. The mafia takes you fishing. All right, then you get the cement shoes, right?
Yeah.
Put your feet in
But
cement.
no, seriously, not Italian?
Not
So
Italian.
it wasn't a hit?
No, it was
Okay.
not a hit.
All right, just asking.
And just giving you something, the guy that owns the house is a scientist.
Okay.
Okay, so he has a big job. Okay, I mean he's not like flipping burgers somewhere or anything. This guy is a scientist. Okay, so long story short, people are calling him. He's not answering the phone. People are banging on his door. He's not answering his door. Their husbands and boyfriends didn't come home, so they're banging. Won't answer the door.
And
2
they
days
knew they
this
were
goes
there.
on.
Like, they knew they were going over to watch
Yes.
the game. Okay.
2 days this goes on. Finally, a girl says, "I'm done with this." She breaks into the house. She breaks into this guy's house, goes in the
Wow.
back, finds one of them dead on the back porch, 2 of them dead. One guy didn't have a coat on. It's the winter there. It was freezing. It was snowing.
Let's go back real quick.
All right.
He's a scientist.
Yes.
So that the minute you said that, I said, oh, okay. People are not just going to sit outside until they die.
Right.
So did they do the autopsies yet to see what was in their systems?
The toxicology is taking 3 weeks. I don't know why. That's what they're saying.
That will be the end all on there. We'll be able to talk
Now
about
this dude is like not talking or coming out with his story at all.
Wait, so let me ask
He
you.
lived. The guy in the house lived.
What is he saying? Like,
He's saying he slept for 2 days. He didn't know they were back there.
oh.
Is
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're sleeping while my friends are dying in the backyard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did like a bunch of videos on this already. And then one of the girlfriends of one of the victims reached out to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did a live with
She
her.
has a child with one of the victims.
Yes.
And I interviewed her live the other night.
Okay.
We had about 3,500 people watching my interview with her. She says they've been friends from high school. She said they're not druggies. They're not. People
Yeah.
think maybe they overdosed on
That's
something.
exactly. I was
Yeah.
surprised a bunch of heroin addicts. Like, no offense, but if to anybody, but
Yeah.
was it? Did they OD? Or
That's what they.
are
That's
they
what.
sitting there doing fentanyl in the cold? Or like,
Now, I just saw a pathologist on CNN, and I'll tell you what, I don't know why I was watching CNN, but I was watching CNN. But anyway,
CNN, right?
he came on there, and he came up with the best explanation I've heard. You know what he said? He believes all 4 of them took something. All 4 of them that night, while they were watching the game, took something. The only reason the owner lived, he stayed in the house and fell asleep. The other 3 went outside to smoke or whatever, and they passed out and died out there. He lived. He's telling the truth that he slept for 2 days. That's what he's saying.
Do you think? I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard.
It's not like they were found shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? They weren't
Right.
found shot. They were just found dead. Which is weird.
Yeah, but then one's inside, 3 are outside. I did hear a story once a long time ago about it's a young couple. You can actually Google it, but these 2 kids died in the snow.
Okay.
First time ever taking methamphetamine, and they died in the snow, and they were tripping bad. They were like just seeing stuff and whatever, and they couldn't. They were standing outside of their vehicle that had heat on, and they could get into the vehicle, but supposedly they were seeing stuff in the vehicle, so they stood outside the vehicle.
Oh my
And
God.
they died. So unless it was like maybe like a fentanyl or something where they're
That's what I'm thinking.
completely out of their minds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Now they're coming out. The family members are coming out and saying these people are not druggies. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
You know, but
How sad though, because if let's just say they did try something together, 4 guys that were watching the game, maybe let's try this drug or something, and then that was the outcome. I mean, that's just
it's a
to
horrible.
me. I'm gonna go like sounds like murder.
I mean,
That's
the
what I
one
think.
family member's coming out and saying murder. But I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, this is a national case.
Yeah.
This is a national case. It's all over. For one of the victims' family members to reach out to me,
That's very cool.
Yes.
That is really cool.
I mean, you got Fox News, you got CNN,
They
you
could
got,
have done
and
Good
they reached
Morning
out
America.
to me.
They
Yes.
could have done Good Morning America.
Yes.
They could have done so many platforms, and they chose you because you're a truth teller.
And then
If you're not going to sugarcoat it, change your story. You're going to let her talk.
And then I did a video the next day on it, and I basically, the guy that lives in the home, his name is Jordan, the guy that lived. So I did a video talking to Jordan. I'm like, listen, Jordan, you know what I mean? Your lawyer's telling you not to talk to anybody, but these were your friends, buddy. These were your friends. You couldn't go to their funeral. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Come out and tell us what happened, brother.
Yeah.
Come out. This is your friends. This isn't strangers. These are friends you knew for 12, 15 years
Yeah.
that are dead, and you're not telling your side of the story. So I did a video. So then she texted me, and she said to me, could I share your video? Could I? And I'm like, of course you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to get a little clout now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah,
they're coming to
getting
me
in
for
touch with you.
Yeah.
And not going on CNN. So that's
Yes.
kind of actually really cool. And it just does go to show you like what media does. And also I like, you're such a truth teller. You're getting information out there that's legitimate, that's real. We don't have to really worry when it comes to you.
And
Except those days when you eat the weed, we're like, all right, is he really talking? Did you see what I posted you on Facebook?
the
I
UFO.
said, thinking of you, and it was a picture of a UFO, and it said, oh, what did it say? I got a UFO taped, or something. There's a piece of scotch tape with a picture of a UFO.
I'm done talking about the UFOs.
And then underneath it, he writes,
I,
"Yous think I'm," would you write? "Yous think I'm crazy," or "Yous think I'm nuts," or something
wait,
like that.
or something.
Wait. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Until then, yeah, I don't believe it.
But this case is, it just blossomed, and for her to reach out to me was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, really, because
I missed that portion.
because she came on late. She didn't know how to get on my live.
Yeah.
She was having trouble, so then I got her on the live, and like I said, there's probably about 2,700, 3,000 people watched the interview, so I was happy about that. That was a
we
good
could
show.
fly her out if she wanted to fly out and actually do the show with us. We would love to have her on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry for your loss. Now it was her, the father of her child. That was.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Say
And they're
killed.
not together anymore.
Still,
But she
that's
said
what it
he's a
was.
great man. He's a great father. To me, it didn't sound like it was hard feelings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She
Yeah.
still had a relationship with this man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Still, it's just a sad case in itself. I mean, I know it sounds a little crazy and people are making fun of it online and stuff, but like you go to your friend's house to watch a game and you don't come home. You
It's crazy.
freeze to death. How does that work?
your girlfriend has to break into the house to find you
Yeah.
dead. I mean, this story's so
Now,
weird.
the girl in your life wasn't the girl that
No,
broke into the house.
no,
That
this
was
is another one.
of the.
This is
Okay,
another one.
Gotcha.
I think this one was Ricky Johnson's girlfriend. There's 3 of them, and it's just so sad. I mean, could you imagine?
No. What
Hey,
age
hey,
group-
honey, I'm gonna go watch the football game. Be back after, and you never come home.
What age group are these guys?
They look in their 30s, like mid
Must be
30s.
young.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 35, somewhere around there. That's what they look like to me.
Yeah.
Anyway. But you know me, they're kids. You said that the other
everyone's
day.
a-
Everyone's a
Anyone under
kid.
55 or 60 years old is a kid. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. I call everyone a kid. They're like, I'm 27. I'm like, so? You're a child.
Don, one other thing.
Yeah.
Now, listen, my videos this week. TikTok's loving me this week. I could say boo, and it goes to 10,000
I know.
this week.
I know.
For some reason, TikTok loves me this week, right? I have a video of 500,000. I have a bunch of other videos. But I think you brought up a great point that I'm a truth teller because the Scott Peterson cases came out. Did you see he's appealing this?
Oh, my
And I
God.
know 70% of my followers are women. 70%. And I know if I say something, they're going to get mad at me. But I can't not tell you the truth. And I know they all think Scott Peterson's guilty as hell. And listen, so do I. Don't get on me. So do I. But there is no evidence to find him guilty. I was shocked when they found this man guilty. He was found guilty on circumstantial
No.
evidence. Yes, he
Below
was.
D.
See?
Oh,
I'm a
now
truth
it's
teller.
bullshit. No, I'm a truth teller.
Go ahead.
Did you watch that trial in the beginning when this was happening? When Lacey was pregnant, they couldn't find Lacey. Then they found her body. Then they found Connor, the baby. And then He did it.
All right.
Who else do you think he did it? He had a girlfriend behind her back. He was telling the girlfriend, what was her name? She had a weird name.
Amber Frey.
Amber Frey.
See, I
I knew she had a weird name. Amber Frey. And he was texting her back then when texting first came out, telling her he's going to leave his wife. Don't worry about her. We'll get rid of her.
All
He didn't do it.
Could I tell you why? I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying I think he did.
Danny.
I think he did it.
Come
But
on.
I'm saying he was wrongfully convicted. There wasn't enough evidence to convict him.
He threw his wife over a boat and his unborn baby. There's evidence, DNA. There was blood. Yes, there was.
No, there wasn't.
Danny.
Listen, let me explain to you guys. There's circumstantial evidence. This is what circumstantial evidence is. You see somebody running from a bank, and the bank was just robbed. Do you know that man robbed the bank? No. He's just running from the bank. So you get a description of that guy. You don't know he robbed the bank. That is circumstantial evidence. Him being fishing at the lake where she was found, circumstantial evidence. It doesn't convict him. You need more than circumstantial evidence. So you need the hard evidence with the circumstantial evidence. We only had circumstantial evidence. There was no DNA. There was no nothing they found.
Are they going to let this guy out of jail?
I think he's getting a new trial.
I hope not.
I think
That
he's
is
getting a
so
new trial.
sad for her parents.
I
because
know.
I remember back then when that was going on. I was all about that trial. I was watching that trial. How sad. 9 months. She was 9 months pregnant. Her parents are just waiting for her to come home. She doesn't come home. Their grandbaby and their daughter are dead in the hands of this guy. Then they have to find out he's sleeping with Amber Frey.
Right.
She's, oh, I didn't know. Bullshit, because she knew the whole time.
Do you think Amber Frey knew?
100%.
Do you think?
150%. If you watch the original trial, she knew everything. She was on all these media sites, everything back then, what we considered media, talking about everything, getting paid. She knew about everything. Absolutely.
All right, one other thing. They found, and TikTok took my video down because I said blood. Could you imagine? TikTok, get better. Okay? We're all adults. We know what blood is.
Thank God for this.
I mean-
Wait, you're not allowed to say blood?
I don't know. TikTok said they have kids on there.
No. What else did you say? Other
No,
than
that's all I
blood?
said. I said blood.
Bullshit.
And I'm going to tell you what the video was. The Innocent Project of Los Angeles has picked up the Scott Peterson case. Okay? Yes, it's this serious. The Innocent Project, so they give him attorneys, they give him everything now. They're saying there was a van across the street, and this is fact. There was a burglary happen across the street. Then they found the van blocks set on fire. There was a bed in that van that had blood on it that's never been tested. They believe Laci was kidnapped in that van by the people that did the burglary. I'm just telling you. There's pictures of the van. There's blood on the bed. Yeah, TikTok took it down because I said there was blood on the bed. I had to peel it.
That's insane.
I'm telling you.
That's insane. You
listen,
got my brain going now because I'm thinking,
listen,
what
just
if,
listen.
What if Scott Peterson didn't do
I've
it?
read 4 books on the Scott Peterson case. I did, and I'm not a reader, as you know. But that case had me so into. I read Amber Frey's book. I read Scott Peterson's sister's book because she thought he was guilty, his own sister.
Yeah.
And he is guilty.
Yeah.
But when the trial happened, I thought. I remember telling my sisters, because my one sister's a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah.
So my sister was like, she wanted this guy fried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, I think he's going to be found not guilty. And my sister's like, why? I'm like, it's all circumstantial evidence. Yeah, her body was found in the lake, the ocean where he was fishing. That's it. You know, he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's huge, but you need something solid to convict somebody. You need circumstantial evidence with hard evidence.
So do you think that
Together.
you think they just did that with him to please the public? Then,
Yes.
To put him away, because if not, it would have been horrific for the nation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
He did.
think he's getting a retrial.
I hope not.
And I hate his
I
attorney,
hope not.
Garagos. I can't stand
Yeah.
that guy. Can't
I
stand him.
hope not. I don't. That one turns my stomach. The Laci Peterson case, that one, and if what's the other one?
Casey Anthony.
I can't even with her.
I know,
It's
I
just
So anyway, what I'm
that's
saying
just
is,
America being nuts. But
I'm glad you told me I'm a truth teller because I knew that video. It wasn't popular with you, me saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it wasn't going to be popular with my followers, but I still did it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you the truth. You need more than circumstantial evidence. Just
Yeah.
because you see a guy running down the street, yeah, it's suspicious. It doesn't mean he robbed the bank. You need more. Gee, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do understand
There's
completely
circumstantial,
what
but
you're
you need
saying.
hard evidence
You
too.
know where my brain goes in. I go right to psychology. What if it's 2 and 2 is 4? That's a wrap. He's already got Fried. It tells Fried he's getting rid of the wife. Then Connor and Laci are gone.
You
They're
even remember the
missing.
name. That's how big that
Of course,
case
the
was.
Baby, yeah. Well, I know my cases too.
You know what else case that was weird? The one where the girl, God, I can't think of her name. She stabbed that guy to death in the shower, her boyfriend in Utah. What was her
What's
name?
her
I can't
name?
think of her name. She was crazy. She was crazy. I read books and watched documentaries
You know what?
on her,
You know
too.
what they say about her that might be true? She's a nuts. What's her name?
Oh, God, I
Maria,
can't-
what's her name? Do
What's
you know
her name? God, I can't
She
think of her.
stabs her boyfriend. He's trying to break up with her, and she's just a whack.
she
and he
stalks
takes
him.
pictures of it. She stalks him.
She kills him,
Oh,
yeah.
man, what's
Yeah.
her name?
God, I can't think of it. Well, anyway,
Anyway, she.
you guys know.
Yeah, from a psychological standpoint, people say on that case that could have been reactive abuse. Do you know what reactive abuse is?
I know what you mean,
Okay,
yeah.
so when somebody abuses you to the point where you just snap, that's what she tries to claim. I don't believe it, because if you look at all of the history and all of the pictures of them and stuff, it's not what it's looking like. But you never know. It could very well could have been, but she was a whack.
She was crazy.
Yeah. What was her name? Oh, it's gonna bother me all day
She was
now.
scary as hell, man.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, she was like following him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I always like to go back to.
And
this.
she was a pretty girl.
She was
That
pretty.
that always brings, more
Why
publicity
am I
to the
thinking
case.
Amanda, like, it's an A name again, like another.
No, that's Amanda Knox. Amanda
Knox.
Knox is the other one.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll come.
I know. I'll be sleeping. Oh, Danny.
You'll be
It's
texting me, yeah.
so-and-so. But like I was saying, like, so many of these cases, and I like what you've said to me, because this, again, this is the third time I'm going to say this on the show, and this is for you guys in the audience studio. I love the fact that as women, you know your predator. You know the person that's going to hurt you. So Danny had cleared this up for me in all his time in law enforcement and as a detective and everything. Is it 95% of the time
What?
that the person that hurts a woman is someone that knows her?
Oh, of course.
Like, there's not a
yes.
spooky guy hanging out in
No,
the bushes
no.
that is going to come attack a woman. It's
No.
really someone that you know.
It's some of you know.
So if you kind of keep your circle, like, okay, I kind of know all the guys around me. If you keep the straight weirdos out, you probably have a good chance of survival, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Brian Kohlbergers of the nation, like the Idaho case,
Yeah.
that's 5%.
Yeah.
There's nobody hiding in the bushes going to kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's movies we see, stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's, if you're murdered, that's why when you see a murder and you see the cops looking at the husband, the wife,
That's the first thing they do.
You have to clear the family, because 9 times out of 10, the family or friend killed you.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but that's the truth. 95% of the time, a family member killed you,
That's
or a
the
friend.
same. Watch your circle when it comes to things like that. There's a show on, I think it's on ID right now, Investigation Discovery, and it's the way it's narrated is amazing. It's from the victim that got killed.
Oh,
So,
okay.
have you ever seen it?
No.
It's as awesome. It sounds like this. 48 hours ago, I was alive, and blah, 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 blah. And then it goes, then I met with so-and-so, and it's from most of the time it's a female, from the female's voice, not her real voice, but the actress is telling the story
I know
that's
what you
48 hours to 24 hours before, and that tells you a whole story. They always tell you that if there's a dead woman, check 48 hours before, and you'll find out how to go right back to it. What was she doing? Who was she with? What does her phone say?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's crazy that, I think I told you this. My girlfriend said this. Women have to marry
Yes.
their natural predator.
Yes. How wild is that?
And you know what? If you probably look at it, it's probably true.
I know.
It's as scary as that
That
is.
scary.
Women have to marry their natural predator.
That's scary.
Yeah, just so you know, my girlfriend hates men. Just so you know. And then she dates me.
I was just thinking, Danny, it might just be you. I'm just kidding.
And you know what? You brought up a good point. We got 1 minute, but I can tell you this real quick before we take our break. I had a case where a woman was being abused.
Okay.
And I get called to the house again, you know what I mean? And there was times we arrested him, this and that, and of course she wouldn't testify, this and that, right? So this time we get called to the house, but he was the victim. She took a knife. I get there, I guess he was gonna abuse her. She took a knife and stabbed him in the nose. I get there.
I don't want to laugh
Listen,
so bad.
I
don't
get
wanna
there.
laugh,
She stabbed him. I don't know how she stabbed him through the side of the nose, but it actually went in this side and out this side. And I get there, and this guy's bleeding from both sides of his nose. You know me, there's no way I'm not laughing when I seen that. I mean, I had a chuckle when I saw this guy's nose cut in both sides. And she's like, I stabbed him. And I had to arrest her. but she stabbed him right through the nose. And I can't remember. We worked something out for her. I don't think she,
I'm going to tell you, yeah, back then, maybe that is something that she would have went away for. Nowadays, and they're still putting people away for that, but nowadays they're taking into consideration reactive abuse.
Yeah.
Like, so if a woman is at the point and they can prove, like, she's got order of protections or whatever it is, she could prove that there's been some abuse going on, and then she reacts, the person will get off, which is good. Because, like, how could you just abuse so much and then the one time they stab you in the nose, they're in trouble? That's not fair.
I agree. No, I totally agree
Punch
with
me in
you.
the face 10 times, I'm going to stab you in the nose.
I didn't want to arrest her.
Yeah. We have 1 minute. We're going to go on our commercial break. Guys, you really don't want to miss this. We are going to come right back. We have a guest. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You guys got to tune back in to see who it is. You're going to love this. We'll be right back.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century. Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran. Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached.
Welcome back, Vegas Views, Don Sullivan, Danny Miner, and right now we have Carly Selway. Carly, I am so happy for you guys. Carly came to the International Model and Talent Association, LA, with me this year. I talked about her last week, and now she's here. And Carly's going to tell us her story. Carly, before we get started in the story, you won. You won. You won Singer of the entire competition.
Yes, I won Singer of the Year and Adult Talent of the Year.
And Adult Talent of the Year, which means she's Actress of the Year. The very cool thing is we had one other girl that was up against her from our group as well, but Carly ended up winning. Can I, before you tell your story, can I be completely honest with you?
Please.
When you were up there, these are my thoughts. For the singing portion, that other girl was really good. Carly, please. Hear me, Carly. Win, Carly. Like, I was sitting there just so nice and pretty in my dress, and you know I wasn't feeling that well. I was sick that whole day, but I had made it to the banquet where this is all going on, and I'm sitting there in this dress, and I'm just watching her, and I'm saying, please, please. I knew in my heart before we even got to the competition, and I told you that you were going to be Singer of the Year. The minute I heard her voice, I said, oh, she's going to win this entire competition. Every talent agent says that to herself. Everyone thinks they have the winner. Everyone thinks they have Actor of the Year. But I did, and I really, truly knew it in my soul. So when they said your name, there was a feeling. It wasn't just the feeling of, I'm so proud and happy for you. I won because of you won. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to mention the name, and I had one main goal, going to New York last year in 2023 and LA 2024. It was to beat a specific agency, and I won't tell you what agency because then they'll come after me. But they're a great agency, and every competition that they were in, they kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And I said, okay, they'll win. I'm clapping, I'm smiling. At the end, we're going to take it. And we took it.
We did
and
it.
when we took it, I was like, she did it. So I have to be completely honest with you. This has been, for me, a 10-year needing to beat these people.
Wow.
So thank you. So when I said Just beat them. I don't care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so please tell these guys your story.
Yeah, so I was born in Utah, but I was raised in Las Vegas. All of my family lives here. I found Dawn through her Instagram casting, and I'm a model, singer, dancer, actor, and I just knew that I needed a next level up, and that's when I reached to Dawn because I feel like I needed some fine-tuning. And when she told me about IMTA, I was very impressed because it was a competition, not only a convention, but a competition. And I grew up as a competitive singer and a competitive dancer. I started voice lessons at 8 years old and competitive dance at 8 years old as well. Did that until I was about 14. I won a lot. And so I was like, okay, I'm good at this. And then I went to school for musical theater. I got my bachelor's of fine arts in musical theater with an emphasis in dance. From there, I just fell into modeling because I was tall enough. And then I also have an identical twin sister, and people wanted to take pictures of us. And then from there, it was just, I want to do this the rest of my life. I need some fine-tuning. I need some professional guidance through the industry. And that's when I found Dawn, and I'm feeling very grateful.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. So when I tell you, when I met Carly, she had walked into my old studio. I'm in a new studio, guys. I'll tell you about that later.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It is.
Thank you so much. And I met Carly, and the minute I saw her, I said, oh, great. She is 100% beautiful, stunning runway model. Watch, this kid's gonna want to act. And she gives me her resume, and it's acting. I'm like, do you have any interest in modeling? Well, yeah, kind of, but I'm a singer. And I said, oh, wait a second. Because it's always the ones that are perfect for modeling that want to be an actress or want to sing. And I said, oh, okay, I see what I'm working with here. Not only did I see the resume, her voice, everything about her, and I said, oh, she's just a star waiting to happen. I just have to have somebody see what I see really quick. It was a very quick thing.
Oh, it was quick.
It was quick. It was like, no, you have it. I know you have it. I've been doing this decades for so long. I know you have it. And it was actually cool how she got, it was almost at the very last moment to get her to the International Model and Talent Association. Kind of like last week we had Grace on, kind of same situation. It's very almost last moment. She got it together so quickly, and you were just a pleasure to have, and you're very welcome. And can I tell you, behind the scenes, all of the agents and managers, and even the lady Nancy who runs all of IMTA, you were like the buzz. So I was so proud. It was every time you would leave a competition, they'd say, I'd have people say, is Carly yours? Oh, yes, she is. Yeah. She's mine. Yes, she is. And then when you sang, Carly's yours, and you made it into, again, they had a casting in the beginning, like we discussed last week. If you didn't log in, there was a casting that you got casted right away from day one. They were, is she yours? And it was just so great to see so many different levels from them liking you for modeling, and then almost all the acting that you were doing, the singing. It was just like, wow, this girl is like just a triple threat all over the board. So your name got around very quickly, which was really nice for me. And then callbacks were epic.
Yeah, callbacks were epic.
Can you tell me what your callback sheet to you meant? Like when you looked at that, what were you like? I've got some good names here. What were your thoughts?
Absolutely. The callback process was absolutely insane because you don't know what agencies are going to be there until you get there because of confidentiality. They don't want people reaching out. So when I saw my list, I was called back by 25.
What does that mean, callback?
Okay.
It's It's when the talent agencies have been watching you throughout the competition. They go, I like that girl. I want to meet with her.
Oh,
and
cool.
just because you get a callback doesn't mean they're going to immediately sign you,
Yeah.
but it's a networking opportunity for you to introduce yourself to these people.
Yeah.
And to have 25, I had to really, and I only had 4 hours to talk to 25 people with all the 200, 300 people that were there as well. So you kind of have to go through the list, do a quick Google search, and then figure out who you want to talk to immediately. And then I was there the full 4 hours, jumping around from table to table.
It was nice. I was standing there watching her network and market, and you were kind of hitting up everyone, and I was like, oh, she's getting to everybody. The very, very cool thing about it, I feel like people were like, this at you.
I had people trying to get me to jump in the lines. My number was called over the intercom. They're like, where is she? You want to talk to her?
Yeah.
It felt very validating.
I have to be completely transparent with you. That's rare.
Yeah.
Do you know that's not how it usually works. No, that's very rare. You were a hot commodity. You and a couple of my other models and actors were kind of walking around. You guys were like really, they were calling them over, which is really awesome and epic. I couldn't be any more proud of you. Tell me, or tell the audience, preparation for something like this, because the biggest thing for me, I can lead you to water. You gotta know how to drink. I watched you prepare, and I just sat back like, can I clone all of them?
Yeah.
How did you prepare? Tell these guys, how did you prepare for such a competition, knowing all these people, eyes on you?
Well, I knew what it was walking in. Like, I knew there was going to be a monologue competition in improv because of the insight that you gave me. A lot of that preparation just came from my outside training, but also your trust. And I think a big thing that some people dropped the ball on was headshots, resumes, comp cards, having that. Also, your outfit choices were very important as well.
Yes.
You got to go in and represent yourself as professional as possible, because there were people walking around not looking good, like in crop tops, shoes, not with their hair done. So you got to go in, walking in, going, who am I trying to be? And remember, I told you, I was like, I'm trying to emulate like Brooke Shields, Jennifer Anderson, that cleaner, casual, all-American girl. So that was like my vision going in. And then from there, it was just, you show up, you shut up, you listen, you speak when spoken to, and you try to just be as pleasant as possible and as kind as possible, because that'll get you a lot further than being cocky and walking around and acting like you know everything. That's kind of how
that is coming from a straight winner. She won it, and they will be inviting you back to all the other IMTs to talk about your career in the future, and your music will get picked up. There's so much going on with her right now, but I have to tell you something about Carly. Not only did she just give you the skinny on all of it, one thing I noticed about you, in the midst of you having to do all these competitions, you had a lot. She was modeling, she was doing a lot. I kind of like packed the schedule and felt a little sorry for you, but then there was a part of me that goes, oh no, this kid can handle it. She can handle it. But she was so kind and so nice, and every time you had an opportunity to be helpful to somebody else, especially in our group, you were right there helping them out, whether it be the young people and talking to them, or you needed to read a script with me, or whatever it was, you were always there helping and doing what you needed to do. And people see that too. You know, just because she's this talented and looks this way, there's a whole personality and a whole energy that comes along with that. She's helpful, she's kind, she's caring, she's loving. She was hanging out with Gracie, one of our 16-year-old models that is brand new to the industry. I mean, Carly's been around for a really long time. This kid was brand new, didn't know much, was in LA by herself, and Carly went and said, oh, that's my little sister for this week. And you automatically like picked her up, and without you, to be honest with you, mentally, Grace gives you so much, and says, because of Carly, I was able to really just sit there, and it was so nice for me, because you guys did not really know each other. And when I watched you guys at Banquet when you won, and you guys were sitting next to each other, it made my heart melt. I was like, Carly took her under her wing as a young person. You're already giving back, and that's what this is all about. If you are in this business, it's about paying it forward. You get to different levels, and then you help other people out, and the whole way through, you were amazing at that.
Thank you, because I know it's tough. I mean, it's a tough
scary,
world.
huh?
I've been a freelance actor and model for the past 6 years. I graduated college in 2019. I had it all set up. I was living in New York City. I had an acting agent from my showcase interested in me. That all fell apart. It was devastating.
Sure.
And then to just get back up and to just keep trying and to keep going, you need to be graceful. You need to rely on your support. And the only reason I got to IMTA was because of my reputation of being kind and having donors, of people that have seen me in my shows, have seen me at my singing, donate and believe in me. And that's the only way I got that.
Absolutely.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it was such a struggle, but she had a team that pulled through for her. We were all on prayer. We were on every way we had to. And to be completely transparent, Carly, especially me from the beginning, I knew it. I said it. I said, I have a winner. She needs to go. I told, and I didn't mean to be disrespectful to anybody else on my team, but I already had told them too. Like, I have Singer of the Year with me. I have act. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen for you. I know what you put into this industry. Tell me, in a perfect world, what does fast forward 1 year look like for you? Where do you want to be? Modeling? Television, film, singing, what do you want to do?
I definitely think my biggest strength coming through would be some form of spokesmodeling and modeling, because I love the print and beauty world, but I also love being able to use my voice. And so I think that TV real people, that lifestyle modeling is going to be my niche. It's going to be my bread and butter.
I love that.
On top of that, I did learn quickly that as a stage actor, I need to get into some film and TV classes. Just because I won Talent of the Year doesn't mean I have more to learn. So it's TV and film classes, it's building up a reel, and it's going to be TV, film, TV, real people modeling. That's where I'm going.
The information she's giving you guys is so, so important. I have people that come into my office and they say, I want to be an actress, or I want to be an actor, or I want to be a model, I want to do TV, film, commercial, print, whatever it is. And I say, okay. And they say, when can you book me? And I say, okay. Well, it's the same concept as if you walk into the ER and I say, okay, I'm going to do some brain surgery today. Without any schooling, without any education, I can't do anything, correct? It's the same exact thing. And I love that you take it and say, I won, but there's still so much more to learn.
Oh, yeah.
There's always more to learn, guys. Whether it's with me and Rise Talent or anywhere, go get yourself some good acting. Work with a coach. It's okay if it's a one-on-one or in a group setting. Definitely get up some modeling classes if you're interested. You can't just walk into some place and say, hey, I'm going to be the next big thing or the next rising star. I mean, how long has it been for you? Years.
Years.
Your whole life you've
My
worked
whole
toward
life.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually texted her after because I was so stoked and I was so excited. And I said, okay, so just give me a little bit of the breakdown, Carly. Like, how'd you really get here? And it was like pretty much the story from birth. And I was like, okay, so from birth. I can't start changing everybody into Carly. What am I going to do now? Can't clone yet. But honestly, it is an honor to work with you. I will say this is going to go down in my history as probably one of the best IMTs that I have ever been to. Not just because you won and took the whole competition and made me look great and my reputation's wonderful. It was great before, Carly, but it's even better now. And also, thank you so much for the support coming to my new studio. That was
Absolutely.
awesome. She came Friday night. I invited a bunch of people. It wasn't even a grand opening. It was pretty much just a class, but I had an insane turnout. Danny, his girlfriend Liv showed up. Jason showed up. Maria had to take her mom to the airport, so she couldn't show up, but I had in and out like 70, 80 people the whole evening, and it was really awesome. So Rise Talent, 3225 South Rainbow Boulevard, 89146, Suite 102. We will be there every single Friday night. Modeling classes, acting classes, TV, commercial, film, print. There's nothing we don't do. The biggest thing that I'm trying to launch, something beeped. Is that us? I'm hearing like, okay, oh God, there's a UFO coming down. It's all Danny. There's like enough of the talent talk, but no, this is actually cool. I'm going to launch this today. Danny Miner is now teaching media class. So he will be on board with me, and he is going to be teaching his own media class.
And we're going to pick a night.
We're going to pick a night.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Guys, if you're interested in that, you can get in touch with us here. You can get in touch with us on my Instagram, Danny's Facebook, Danny's TikTok, however you guys want to. But we would love you to come through. Everybody is welcome. I don't care if you have zero experience or if you have all the experience in the world. Come in and come through. Carly, are you comfortable with singing?
Oh, sure.
Because it was Danny's
Could
request.
I have one question for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I spoke the whole interview. No, as much time as you needed her.
No, just one question. Now, you said that, first of all, everything you said, like it took 6 years, you didn't give up, you did this, you did everything you said, every success coach in the world will agree with everything you said.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything, that's why you're successful, because you didn't give up. Yeah. Most people think, hey, I'm at Dawn's studio, I'm going to be an actor now. You look at me, I took one class. That's how people are. People think these things happen overnight. It doesn't. It's hard work. Yeah. And that's why successful people don't give up. Most people be like, I'm done with this. That's too hard.
First couple of failures. They're walking out the door, I didn't get it, and they're upset.
Yeah.
That's how, gotta be honest with you guys. As an agent, that's how I wean people out.
Yeah.
I don't set them up for failure, but I watch the little failures. And I watch some people take it so gracefully, and they're like, no, like you said, Dawn, right? We fail and we get back up. Failure is good. It's experience. We get to learn. We get to learn what not to do. And then I see the people like, I didn't make it. The minute I see that, just leave. Just because you're going to do that every time you don't make it. You got to not make it so many times before you make it. 10 consecutive years I lost to the same agency. Carly and I won this year. 10 years. 10 years.
And you know what? I don't want to get motivational here, but this is totally
Get motivational.
true.
These people need
this.
This
Is totally true.
I need it.
I don't know if you guys know this. The best baseball players, and like the Hall of Fame baseball players, Hall of Fame, they come up to bat 10 times and get a hit 3 out of them 10 times. They fail 70% of the time, and they're Hall of Famers. They're Hall of Famers, and they fail 70% of the time.
Every successful
And people
person.
don't realize that.
Everybody.
People don't realize you have to fail to be successful.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest with you, it took me a while to get to that, too. I was one of these guys, nothing works for me. I used to be like that. I really did. I was one of them people that say, nothing works for me, this and that. And, it was with poker. And my buddy said, with that attitude, Danny, you're never going to win. You think it's all against you. And when he told me that, he opened my eyes up that I just got to keep doing this. I got to even.
No. I disagree now with poker. Okay.
I'm a cocktail server, so I've seen it too.
With poker?
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, Danny. You can't view poker on that level though, because like the house is always gonna win. Always.
You don't play the house though. I play against other players. I don't play against the table. I play against other players.
Smart.
I don't play against the house.
We were talking about success, Danny. We were talking about making people compulsive gamblers. We're in Las Vegas. Oh my
Listen.
God, you know how many people are going to walk away and be like, Carly got her entire career off of just never giving up, and then Danny follows it with keep gambling. So is this paid from the paid partnership with the casinos?
Listen, do you know who Daniel Negreanu is?
Yes.
Okay. How many times did he fail? Now he's living in a mansion in Lake Las Vegas because he just moved there. So he's living in a mansion in Lake Las Vegas, you know, and he failed 400 times. He said he came to Vegas 8 times and went broke 8 times. Tried to make it in poker 8 times, went broke all 8 times. Guess what? The 9th time it worked.
If you were talking about anything else but poker, I would be like, yes, awesome. But you're talking about poker, which is 100% a complete gamble.
It's not a complete gamble. Oh, that's another show. That's another show. It's not a complete gamble. What I'm saying is you did a good job.
Thank you.
And everything you said is successful. I mean, everything you said, you just can't give up. Well, my question. My question, see the ADHD, the question is, how did they test your acting skills? Did they give you how does that happen?
Oh my gosh, it was so much. I did a monologue, which I got first place in. I did a cold read.
Oh my God! I'd be so stressed.
Cold read's intimidating.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Cold read is.
Cold reads are it's a vague. They hand you a sheet of paper like an hour to 2 hours before you go on, and you try your best to memorize it or not look at it, and then they have another person in front of you, and you're supposed to give them a whole character and just reply off of that. And then they also did improvisation, which scared me. I got second place in improv, which blew me away because that was when I was so terrified.
You were
to do.
scared in improv?
Oh, yeah.
You're an amazing improviser.
I used to teach improv.
You'd be so good in improv.
But
you'd be so good in
I don't
improv.
I don't consider myself like a typical improv actor. So the fact that I did so well in that was crazy. And then it was a lot of just script work. They would hand you a script and then you'd have to say the script. And
wow.
It was a lot of memorization.
Yeah, but a lot of them, like
I'd have been crying in the corner.
One day she had like 1 or 2, and then I'd throw a modeling in there, then her singing. Like it was a lot.
I had one of the judges who was following me. He was like, "You are a chameleon," because you dress the part too. That's very important.
Yeah.
You have to show up looking different
for
everything, and it worked in my favor. I even got honorable mention in runway.
Yeah.
So I was able to get into that model world. It's
Which
a lot of.
She actually said the week before in class. Like,
I was the most nervous
I'm not
for.
really a model. That's the one that's most
2 minutes.
modeling for, and she did fantastic with it.
Thank you.
What would you say to anyone thinking of going to IMTA New York? We're going New York City, July 8th. Danny's going to be there.
July 8th we're doing
July 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. We will be there. We come home on the 14th.
I'm coming to New York.
He's coming to New York. We're going to have to film this whole thing.
I'll TikTok the whole thing.
Also, guys, too, we haven't set it in stone yet, but I think Carly might be teaching some classes up in new studio,
Yes!
too.
You've done it.
Some acting, some improv, some whatever it is that she would like to do. I would love for her to work with some of you guys as well, coaching. She does one-on-ones. There's a lot we can do. And also, we are trying to get some voice lessons in there, too. I've got a lot of people looking to go to the International Model and Talent Association in New York that need help singing. This is your girl. Tell anybody ramping up to go to New York what would be their best prep. How do they get ready now so early? Because we have 5 months.
I would say start getting your headshots and resumes in order. Start getting those photos that you need. You need digitals, you need comp cards with measurements. You need your information. You need Dawn's information on all of that. That was like the biggest thing is everyone had these headshots and resumes, but your information was not on there.
Yeah.
You need to have your agent in your information. From there, you need to take the classes. You need to go and show up to these walking modeling classes, and you need to just fend for yourself. When you get to that competition, it is all on you.
Yes.
Dawn cannot help you and hold your hand through it all. You have to show up. You have to be organized. So I would say prep as much as possible. Headshots, resume, classes, and then from there, once you're there, you shut up and you speak when spoken to. That's how, and you be kind. That's all it takes, and then you'll do well.
I don't know if I could have said that any better. Honestly, she just said it from such a
We're looking at a
talented point of
star.
view. Oh, she already is.
She's gonna
no,
be.
you guys don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't even know. When I have to get all my pictures on my wall, she's already going to be up there with my star board.
All right, cool.
I already know. Fast forward 12 months. I have to visit you in 12 months and tell you what this is going to be like. I'm telling
Thank you.
All right, we have 1 minute to commercial break, but I can't thank you enough for being who you are, for the way you treated the rest of my talent, the way you are to me, the communication, everything. You have been a pleasure and a delight. I will write you a reference letter for the rest of your entire life. You are just
Thank
everything.
you.
You mean so much to me, and I'm so glad to have you on board with Rise Talent. I'm so glad, and everyone's so excited you're there. Do we have time after this break to have her sing? Or we're done with the show?
You just have to have me back.
We're gonna go on a commercial break and figure this out. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections. GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social Media Shows is now the new media of the century.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy.
Guys, welcome back. Vegas Views, Don Sullivan, Danny Miner, and we have Carly here with us too. If you just are logging in right now, Carly is the winner, IMTA 2024 Los Angeles Convention. But now she's going to hang out with Danny and I. We decided she wants to hang out for a little while.
The last segment,
so,
yeah.
So the last segment, she's going to
So
pop in the
she's going to get into our
conversation.
nonsense.
Yes.
Because
So-
what we talk about is nonsense, but people like it.
Yes, I agree 100%. So Danny, crime.
All right, here's the thing. I just did a video last night. Did you see me with the side glasses? I threw my glasses.
Absolutely insane.
Okay, well, let me tell you why. California, wait to hear this, Don. And before you think I'm crazy, because she thinks I'm crazy. Everything I say, Don thinks it's
certifiable.
She thinks I'm
would've-
crazy.
If I
She-
didn't like his girlfriend so much, I would call on him.
Yeah.
I would. I'd have them come to his house, pick him up, 72-hour, and see really what's going on.
All right, well, when I tell you this one, okay, high-risk criminals that get out of jail in California,
Yeah.
you know, that were in there for assault with weapons, shooting people, all this stuff,
Yeah.
they have a solution how to stop them, Don, from doing this.
Okay.
They're going to pay them $300 a month every time they don't shoot somebody for 30 days. So for 30 days, if you go 30 days without shooting anybody, our good old California is going to give you $300 because they know you shouldn't be on the street anyway. So we're going to give you $300 to make sure
You've
you're
got to
good.
be kidding. This isn't real, right?
This
He's
is
joking.
100% real.
Is this like a thing?
San Francisco did it. And now 4 other cities in California want to do it.
So
Did
we're
it
gonna
work?
pay.
It's been going on for 2 years. I didn't even know about this.
So in our country, we're paying people not to
We're
shoot
paying
people.
criminals
Where's my
not to
check?
shoot people.
Where is my check? Because seriously, you know how many times I wanted to shoot somebody in the last like 8 years and I haven't? Where's my money?
That's why I want to be on the political show, because I'm going to ask these politicians, how do you shove this down my throat and think I believe this crap? I mean, this is crap.
That is really insane. So no, seriously, what is it? If they stay out of trouble, they get money? But what
They get
about all those
$300.
that stayed out of trouble their whole lives? Did you get a check?
No.
No.
You gonna?
I never got a
I
check,
didn't
no.
get a freaking check.
And I'm sure you wanted to shoot people.
I don't even want to tell you guys what happened the other day. I don't know what was going on with me, but I went to the car wash. Do you have 2 seconds? Okay.
You went to
I
the
went
car
to
wash?
the car wash. I go through the car wash. I'm back. I back my car up. I vacuum it out myself. I do these things myself.
You don't do, I just let the people do it. I paid that $20 and you don't like to leave them with your car or...
I'm weird.
Okay.
I'm just strange. I vacuum myself. I love doing everything myself. Like I do. I don't have a housekeeper. I clean my own house. I do everything on my own. I just don't like people touching my things.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, I don't think my mother's did my laundry since I'm 4. I probably was doing that at 5 myself. Don't touch my articles of clothing. Anyway, so I accidentally have backup cameras in my car, clearly, and my car, because it is electronic, goes beep, 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 beep. It has to, because just in case there's like children behind me or something, because the car's so quiet,
Right.
it lets anybody know, or an animal behind me, that the beeping's going on. So I back my car up and it's beep, 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 and I see nothing in my backup camera. I said, oh shit, I did a thing. So I get out of the car, put the car in park. I'm so nice. Okay. I walk around the car. I don't want to tell this full story. I hate when I get myself into this shit and then I have to finish the true story. It's like, man, and then everyone thinks differently. They hit me up on Instagram. Anyway, so I get out of the car and it was like a nice Ford F-150, but the whole bumper was like dented to shit. And when I looked at my car's fine. I'm like, it was a nice guy at first. I said, I am so sorry. Would you like my insurance information? I don't see anything on my car. Was that on your car? Really so sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, to be honest with you, my car usually does this backup thing. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I don't really see much or whatever. But then Karen McCarenstein comes running. Had no clue what hit her. She had no idea that I'm a psychologist with anger issues and not completely healed. She had no clue. So she comes up here. Did you really just hit? I had to stop. I had to first think, like, Dawn, you're in the media. Dawn, I couldn't help it. New York came in and tapped and said, oh, remember who you are. I literally chased her back to her vehicle. The things I said, I was pointing in her face, Karen, you're gonna, and you're gonna, and the guy then defended her because I was scaring the shit out of her. But she really had no right. But I was so nice to him. I asked him if he wanted your insurance information. Danny, I got mob on her. Like straight up, like I told her I was gonna bury her. She said, I'm gonna call the police on you. I said, I'm gonna wait here for the police. I'm gonna tell them something too when they come here, because I nicely, if it was all on camera, I went and did this nicely. And then the guy started screaming at me. He was like, you should know better. You have a car with all these lights and stuff. You should know not to hit people. I said, a minute ago we were cool. Anyway, I had massive anger issues, and I almost went to jail, and I was thinking of you. And I was like, Dawn, you have to calm down. I have serious anger issues. Where is this coming from? I got in the car.
It's Danny.
I said to a family member of mine, I said, I have never been this aggressive in my life. Like, I'm popping off at the mouth at people. I'm going to get myself arrested. And then I thought to myself, I started driving, and I said, oh, that felt a little good, but God, I feel like Danny. And I popped off, and I guess that temper, I haven't had that in 25 years. I scared the shit out of that lady. So, lady, I'm sorry. Like, if you're out there, guy that I hit your car, I'm so sorry. The way I popped off my mouth, I'm so sorry, but I think you're rubbing off on me. I was loud, obnoxious, in this lady's face. I was threatening her. I don't do that. It's not the way I act. Just their influence.
You didn't shoot her.
But point
where's your
again.
You
where's
get
my
$300,
check?
Dawn. You get
Where is my
$300.
check? I deserve $300.
You didn't shoot anybody. You get $300.
I could have. I was packing.
I think this should be a federal thing. Every time we don't shoot anybody, we get $300.
You know what else is insane too? They get $300, but then they can go in the store and steal $800 or $900 worth of shit and not get in trouble.
Let me get this straight. You moved to California. Basically, your groceries are free. As long as you keep it under $1,000, you can actually go to the clothing store, steal another $1,000 from the clothing store, and as long as you don't shoot anybody, you got spending money for the month. Let's all move to California. Sounds like a great place to live.
Keep saying it. Maybe we'll get some of these people out of Vegas and into California, and we can have our state back. Not that I'm not so glad that you guys came.
Listen,
and just
you
bombed
come
the
here,
state.
you drive on our roads, you drive recklessly. I can't stand you. I'm not going to be as nice as Dawn. I can't stand the California people.
Danny,
Can't stand them.
Danny, if you were there, I know you probably wouldn't have freaked out on a woman, but you would have flipped out on this guy. They ended up being so disrespectful to me, like. You would have freaked. It was so bad. They had no idea what hit them. They were like, oh, wait a second. We just thought she was like this nice little innocent lady. And just New York flew out of my mouth. And they were like, whoa. The guy was like, oh my God, she's 6 feet under something. I'm like, just keep going, bro. Keep
Had
going.
to leave.
They left.
I had to leave a place before the cops got there once because I threatened to kill
I
people.
waited. I threaten to kill people. I
threaten
that.
to kill people,
It's my
yeah.
anger. I gotta stop. Like in my head, I don't know what I think, but like the police won't come and arrest me because I'll just cause a fit. Like I don't know. I'll call Danny. I'll be Danny. You and Liv got any connections? You got to get me out of this.
I know we're gonna.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Oh, you're a cop.
I was a cop. I couldn't get arrested. But
you can never get arrested. Like what now? If you fuck around, you can get arrested.
Yeah, I get
right?
arrested.
But they wouldn't.
They arrest me now. But I got to tell you, when I threaten them, you're gonna love this story, right? I'm in Atlantic City with my daughters. My poor kids, and they're normal. My kids are normal.
I know.
It's shocking.
His daughter is in the she's a psychiatrist. She's a therapist.
Yeah.
That's insane. You made that. And you raised her. That's insane.
Yeah, I was a single parent too.
She was on the what not to do, and she went to psychology. She did. She probably diagnosed you. And she
Oh,
said
I'm
what
sure
not
it's
to do.
because of me.
Serious.
I'm sure it's
She's
because
trying
of
to
me.
figure it all out.
Well, I took them. We used to. Dawn will tell you. The big thing about living on the East Coast, everybody went to the Jersey Shore.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Jersey Shore is where we spent all our family vacations. I've probably been there 70 times. Honest to God, we'd go twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. And so I'm going through a divorce. I take my 2 daughters to Wildwood, just the 3 of us, right? So we're driving up there. My son's with me too. My son, my 2 daughters, and I'm in the front. I stay in Atlantic City because I get free rooms. Okay, so I'm in Atlantic City, free rooms, right? And long story short, I left them in the room while I was playing poker. My ex-wife got mad at me, but that's another story. That's another story. We're leaving a parking garage in Atlantic City, and there's a traffic jam out front, so you can't get out of the parking garage. So everybody's like waiting to get out of the parking garage because the road in front of the parking garage, there's a traffic jam, so we can't get out. There's an asshole behind me beeping. Beep, beep, beep. And I was a lot bigger than I am now. I'm small now. I was a lot bigger. And I said to my daughters, he beeps one more time. and I'm going to go off. He beeps. I get out of the car. I said, I'll effing murder you, I told him. I said, you beep one more time, I'm going to take you out of the car. I'm going to murder you right here. That's what I told him.
Now let me ask you.
He rolled up his...
At that very moment, you don't want to kill someone. You're not going to kill this guy, but doesn't it feel good to just be like, stop the horn? Like, you have control at that very moment, right?
Like, where'd this guy want me to go?
Right.
There's nowhere I can go. There was a traffic jam.
I know, but do you know normal people don't do that, Danny? Like, I bet you Carly is in the car and someone's like beeping at her and she's like, sweet Carly would probably be like, I'm sorry, like there's a car in front, I'm sorry, thank you. And we're like, Karen, get the fuck in the car, you know.
So then I
It's a
said to the
thing.
kids, put your seatbelts on, we gotta get out of here. I said, because I'm sure the cops are coming soon. So I scooted out of here hoping nobody got my license plate. But yeah, I threatened to murder people.
That's so crazy.
Because the guy was beeping at me. Yeah, there's a good reason he's beeping at me.
Everybody you know, have they ever been arrested? Like, people that you know a lot of cops and stuff, but have you, like, regular people? Everyone I seem to know is like, yeah, I've been arrested once. I've been arrested
Yeah,
once.
I know a lot of people. Yeah, I've been in jail.
never
I've
been
been
arrested.
missing.
I've never been in jail. I've never been arrested. I've never even been, like, questioned on anything. I think I would die.
Yeah, me
Like,
neither.
if somebody's like, I would be like, wait, hold on. I would get so defensive. Like, I'm not wearing orange. I don't know who did it. That's not the material's not gonna work out. Can I wear Skims under that? Like, there's no way I would. ever
jail
be
would
able
not
to-
be good for
No,
me. I couldn't handle
couldn't.
jail.
No,
I'm hanging myself.
Even being questioned, I'd be freaky. Like, I couldn't do it. I just run my own boat and ship and my whole life. Like, I don't feel like I've ever really worked a day in my life. This has been my life, my whole life. So to think that I had to, like, sit in a place and not do and say what I want freaked me out.
Have you lived on the West Coast your whole time?
I lived in
Your
San
whole
Diego
time.
for a couple
Your whole
years.
time,
Your
26
whole
years.
time.
Yeah, that was with your whole life. I didn't say whole time. So you did live in the East Coast for a while.
Yeah.
Because East Coast people are different.
I lived in New York too. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're so louder, we're obnoxious,
But
we'll
I
fight with
But I
people.
bet you they loved you in New York.
Oh, but it
New
hardened
York
me
has loved
fast.
us. Did
It
it?
hardened me fast.
Yeah,
I had
doesn't it?
I had
It
my
hard-
mean mug face.
Yeah.
I had to learn real quick.
I will tell you something though. I have met so many lovely people in my career. Oh, my kids, right? Anybody under now 65 is a kid. But the people in New York, they're so hard. They're exterior, but when you get to know them deep inside, they're just all loves.
Brilliant.
They're just so lovable. But that exterior is hard to break through. It's hard to get to someone because our shells are so. We're raised that way. It's like put your shell on and go out the house. Like
Don't make eye contact.
don't make eye contact. Put your shell on. Hop on a subway and don't kill anyone.
Don, I watched the TikTok.
Don't shoot anyone. We need that $300 a month.
Yeah, that's true. I watched a TikTok video that described West Coast and East Coast the best. And I think I mentioned this on the show. It's talking about a flat tire. If somebody got a flat tire in the West Coast person would walk by and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry you got that flat tire. I hope somebody helps you out there. Hey, I'm sorry about that. And they walk away. Very nice people, but they're not helping get the flat tire.
Yeah.
This is the East Coast. What the hell's wrong with you? You don't know how to change a flat tire? Didn't your dad teach you how to change a tire? There's something wrong with you, man.
Move over, dumbass.
Yeah, move over, you dumbass. I'll change it for you. And they'll change your tire and help you out, get you on the road. They'll give you rides, but they're going to ream you out and tell you you're a
And
loser.
the next 15 times they see you, they're like, yeah, this dumbass got a flat.
Yeah, did you know this dumbass got a flat tire? Doesn't know how to change a flat
But
tire.
there's so much love there, huh?
But East Coast people they'll shovel you out of a snowstorm. They'll do anything, but they're rude as hell, right? Where West Coast people, they're nice, but they're not going to help you. They're just going to go on their way. And you know what? I'll tell you the other thing I learned about the West Coast moving here. It's hard to get friends here. That's how I feel. Because back in the East Coast, I probably had 75 different friends, right? I came here and they don't ask you to go for a drink here or, hey, we should go for a coffee after what? It doesn't happen here. It's weird.
It's weird.
It is.
It's like people aren't making those human connections.
Yes.
But I think that might have more to do with media, though. Do you find that too? Like growing up now at your age group, you don't connect the way you used to when you were little. When you were little, you went and hung out and played with your friends and stuff like that. But as an adult now, isn't it just hit me up on social? Hit me up we'll talk through there. It's not really let's get a coffee or let's. Yeah. I think it's different now. It's weird.
You have your group of friends that you went to school with, and then you have your social media friends.
Yeah.
And then you
your
try
social
to
media friends are
intertwine.
your people too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not it's real. But I guess old school, it's you don't hang out with anyone anymore. It's weird. Yeah.
The people I hang out with now, believe it or not, in their 20s. I hike with them. I fish with them.
Yeah.
They're in their 20s. They're hanging out with an old man. But I fish with them and hike with them.
I gravitate to all the kids. I mean, young people, and I love them. My assistant right now, she's actually working some reception work for me, Grace, at the studio. She's just the cutest little, Grace, cutest little nugget in the world. She has her hair up in space yesterday. She's sitting at the reception desk, pretty much just doing her makeup. There's people in the lobby. I said, what are you doing? And this is, I have that relationship with Grace, the way that you just said about the tire.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't tell her she's an idiot. I would never do that or anything like that, but I'm very much like Grace. Like, I'm very real with her. So I
She's
said,
real too.
Yes. And I said, Grace, what are you doing? And she goes, she's on FaceTime. She goes, one second, my big girl job. It's the cutest thing in the world, but this kid is so real. She also does, her dad comes from New York, but she's so real and so authentic, but she's like, my big girl job. It's so funny. But nowadays, kids are normally not like that. She is an exception to kind of just be in person. And stuff. Everyone's on social media. So it is nice to hang out with people outside media.
And
you
you know
have
what?
to know their personalities, because Danny's so much cooler. Isn't he so much cooler in person than he is on media?
I like them both ways.
Do you? I like you so much better in like this. I don't know.
You mean that on where? Like TikTok?
TikTok, I love your videos, but you drive me nuts.
But it works.
Drives me. It works. I love it, but you drive me nuts. I'm like, what do we have? What do you have? And he gets so intense, and I'm like, the build up with you. That's why you can't log off of his stuff, because it's the build up.
Well, that's what it is. You
I
need to
know.
do that. Yeah.
I know, but like being your friends, I'm like, Danny, just fucking say it. What happened with the story? Like, I need to know.
I'm trying to keep people on
I
there
know.
for 5 seconds.
I'm like, he's got the eyes on the glasses, he's throwing shit, he's spinning a chair. I want to hear the story. But I like Danny so much better than CNN any day of the week.
Listen to this. You're going to love this. My buddy Mike just came back, my neighbor.
Yeah.
He said he was in Wyoming visiting his mother. And he says, my sister is watching your TikToks. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I was showing my mother your TikTok, and she goes, she heard your voice. She says, is that the guy that yells that I watch on TikTok? He said, so people do know you. He said, my sister knew you.
Do you know how excited some of my people are when I said that you were coming? And I said in my email to everybody, I said to my talent, if you guys don't know him, Danny Miner, I had like 6 or 7 people like, Danny Miner, like the old guy Danny Miner? These kids are 20, don't be mad. But they're like the older guy. I'm like, yeah, that's Danny that I do the show with. Yeah, Danny's, and I was like, they all know you. Yeah, and I told you my family in New York. This is a funny story. I go to a wedding back in November, and I literally see my aunt. She's in her 80s, late 80s, and instead of, Dawn, you look great. How you doing? Da, da, da. She goes, oh, Dawn, come here. I love the show. I love Danny. I love Danny. I'm like, thanks. To my aunt. This is what we're gonna do. I haven't seen him in 3 years. And she's like, I love Danny Miner. And then my other aunt walks by, basically gives me a hi, but then my aunt's showing up, look at Danny, look, he has a new one out. Look, these ladies are 85.
Listen, you gotta keep people on for 5 seconds or you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So that's why I do all my crazy crap. You know what I mean? And it's all sales. In fact, I got an email this morning from this company saying they want me to be.
Wait, on the 6th. I'm sorry, before I forget, because I will forget. On the 6th, you have to watch Paramount Plus.
Yes.
Danny's on Paramount Plus on the 6th.
It's going to be 3 episodes.
3 episodes starting on the 6th. Paramount Plus, 8 o'clock, right?
I'm a little nervous, yes, because
8
I'm nervous
o'clock.
how they're going to perceive me on there.
Oh, like a total asshole. I
Yeah,
can't
I know.
wait. I'm so excited. Yeah, they're going to, half the world's going to hate you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think they're going to perceive
Epic.
me as a guy that, you know, is trying to solve cases while the police are doing their investigations. I think I'm gonna be perceived bad.
I don't
But
think
it's
so.
not going to be that bad.
I don't think so.
won't
Did
be
they
that bad.
did they tell you from Paramount that it's going to...
They told me, because I kind of argued with them. I said, this is my life. I said, I don't want to release these videos to you. And they offered me $500. I took it.
You fucker. Do you know that I built my reputation in, I'm not even going to tell you how many years, because then you guys will start to figure out what my age is, and you would sell your reputation for $500. I wouldn't sell my reputation for $5 million.
Well, listen, I thought,
Dan,
you
you
might as
can't
well
do
make
that
money
to
off
us.
this.
$500? I did not know that. From a management standpoint, Danny and I have to talk after this. He didn't tell me that. That just slipped. I know $500. He destroyed his relationship.
Well,
No, I think what's killing your reputation at this point is when you told what are those Walmart shoppers with the carts that they're eating their way into carts? I had 6 or 7 people. I told you I lost 1,000 followers, and I had 6 to 7 people told me, which is okay. I gained them back with you. So I lost them with you, but I gained them back with your following. But I had people tell me, does Danny really mean that? Is he just in joking and play? I said, no, he's just joking. He supports all, and I told him that you donate to the Obesity Foundation. Danny donates to the Obesity Foundation. He is not hating on fat people. He was a pudge.
Could we just go? Could we just go over that? That's true. I was, and all I didn't say people. I said I almost ate myself into a wheelchair. That's what I said. I almost ate myself into a wheelchair.
Okay, he's backtracking because then he really doubled down on that one and said, when you're in the Walmart and you see them and they're like this big, hanging off the thing, and they're going, and you said hanging off the thing.
I don't want to get into this again, but I have to.
He
to
donated.
my
I kid you not. He did. He donated his $500.
I donated
that
a couple
he sold his
wheelchairs.
career for. Maybe that's foul. That's messed up. But that was better than you just talking about Jesus.
Listen.
That week I really had to reassess myself.
All I'm saying is these electric wheelchairs, like in these stores and the malls and everywhere now, parks, they're the worst thing that happened to society. Because now people are so lazy. They don't need that wheelchair. They go in it because they're fat and lazy. And people don't want to hear it's the truth.
I love it. I'm in the store with like my, not to brag, but semi-fit self working on it still at the gym. Thanks, Nick. That's my trainer. And I see them, and they make me feel better. My head, they see me rolling. That song comes on in my head. I see me rolling. They hate, and they're rolling their fat asses. I'm walking. I'm feeling so much better about this. I'm like, I'm getting some cardio, and I feel good.
I agree.
If they were not them, how am I going to make myself feel better about my eating issues?
Honestly,
we need obese people in carts.
Listen,
carts.
Do you realize? And listen, I was fat. Okay, I'm being brutally honest. Other countries are not fat like we are. We are a big fat ass country.
Yeah.
Other countries are not fat. Maria's from the Philippines. How many people are fat in the Philippines?
And this
two?
girl, she can
right?
eat.
Maybe 2 fat people.
She can
we have
eat.
millions of fat people here.
Yeah.
Millions.
I know. We all went to breakfast. She ate everyone's breakfast. And she said, I'm 91 pounds.
Yes.
I ate everyone's damn breakfast.
But Dawn, that's the truth. We're obese here in this country. And I'm not trying to be mean, but that wheelchair is making people even not walk even more. That electric wheelchair made people even more fatter. It did. It made, because people are lazy. Get your ass up and walk. Okay? Get your ass up and walk. I'm sorry. I don't care if people are mad at me.
Listen, if they have a disability and they can't walk, that's one thing. You got like messed up knees and stuff or messed up back. If they can't, that's one thing. If you're just being lazy, get up and walk. Like really.
Why do they have messed up legs? Most of the time it's because they ate too much. Okay? And Dawn, that's the truth. That's the truth. People had to tell me this. It took me 40-some years to stop eating my big fat mouth. Okay? You gotta walk. You have to move. If you don't move, you're gonna be fat. It's the way it is. You can't sit still. And most people sit there with their chips all day long. Oh, we go to Walmart. Well, I can't walk to Walmart. I just ate a bag of potatoes. And then they gotta sit in their wheelchair and go through Walmart.
Danny, I just opened the studio. Danny, I was putting out my plus size models freaking thing today. You think anyone's gonna call me? They're like, no. They sit there and make fun of fat people. I don't want a plus size model for Dawn.
Listen.
I'm just kidding. Just don't come in your chair, girl.
Listen, I'm just, all I said was I almost ate myself into a wheelchair where I got so fat that I almost had to just use a wheelchair.
You know I know the trick. I know the trick to weight loss.
I do too. You gotta move.
1, move. 2, no matter who, no matter what age, no matter how old, no matter anything, sugar intake. It's all sugar. It is sugar. If you take sugar out of your diet for 30 days, challenge, not you. Don't do that. You're perfect. Don't do that. No, don't do that. But if anybody takes sugar out of their diet for 30 days, skin gets better. Your nails will get better. Your hair gets better. Everything about you will get better. You will completely lean down. And I don't care if you're completely obese or you're lean. You will completely lean down 5 to 15 pounds. And if you have a lot of weight on you, you'll lose about 30 pounds.
And water
from
too.
No sugar. Water and no sugar.
Water is the key.
When I
to
say no
everything.
sugar, 0 processed food, like zilch, nothing. Okay, I think we only have a minute.
Okay, listen, let me just clear my reputation before we go.
Jesus, it's gonna take 3 days. You got time.
Listen, when they talked the other night at Dawn's studio about getting canceled, I thought to myself, I've been canceled 100 times. That's probably why I'm not with any network yet. I'm sure they watched this show and they're thinking, dude, I want to sign this guy because he's kind of entertaining, but he's going to take us to the cleaners. We're going to get sued. We're going to get this.
You know, Paramount's probably shaking in their boots right now. What is he coming next? Because now when your shit comes out, if they make you look bad, you know you're going to rip into that. So they're probably, I wouldn't, that's risky. Anyway, we're doing a reality television show. This is going to be epically cool, so that'll be out soon. And guys, please don't forget to watch Danny on the 6th. Please support Danny. Again, thank you guys.
I don't even know how much I'm going to be on. Who knows? I could be on 2 seconds.
Oh, I have a feeling because you're in the
trailer.
The trailer.
Yeah.
And when you hit the trailer, that means you're in. I have a
I
feeling.
didn't make the cover though. I was so pissed. Like there's a couple people made the cover.
Look at you. I didn't make the cover. I didn't make the cover. Danny, you made a. Do you know what Paramount Plus is? They have actors that have been working for 10, 15 years dying to get on Paramount Plus because I didn't make the cover.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that. I know we only have 1 minute, I gotta say, but I'm glad you said that. My girlfriend said the same thing to me. Just like you said you're working at this for 6 years. I come in this a year.
Her whole life
Yeah,
she's working
I've
at
got
it.
a year and a half ago I decided I'm gonna get into this entertainment crap, and I think I should have made it by now. My girlfriend's like, there's people been doing this for 25 years, haven't made it. And look at you, been doing this a year. I throw a couple videos out there, I should be a star. See, I need her in my life because she straightens my ass out.
Oh yeah, because you already.
She would be
know
mad at me
you're
for
a
talking
star.
about the wheelchairs and all that stuff.
I know, because she's kind.
She
She's
is
very
kind.
and
Yeah.
empathetic, and I don't even know. All right, I have 30 seconds before we get yelled at. RiseTalentManagement.com is my website. Don't worry about all that. Hit me up on Instagram, Dawn Sullivan _ Carly. Please start following Carly. She will be teaching at Rise. She is going to be a part of our reality show. Talks of her getting her own show. She's singing, she's modeling, she's dancing, she's ready to book. Guys, get in touch with me if you want to book her for everything and anything. You let me know. Danny, please tell these guys how to get in touch with you.
At the Crime Solver.
At the Crime
I'm thinking
Solver.
about changing the name now.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't change it.
I'm thinking about just going with Danny Meyer.
Another Danny Minor. I like the minor details. That's kind of cool.
The minor
that was
details.
very catchy.
Maybe I should go
That's
at the minor
catchy.
details.
So guys, another thing, Rise Talent is going to have a ton of new classes opening up on February 1st. We are doing hosting, we are doing film acting, we're doing television, commercial, print work modeling, runway modeling. We are doing fitness to modeling. So if you have a weight issue, and this is dead serious, Danny, don't
I'm
start.
not saying anything.
You're not coming to the weight class. I'm not going to let you in the weight class because they're going to be like, oh God, he's judging us.
I'm not judging. I was fat. Look at my pictures.
Imagine the classes going on. They're all on mats, like, oh, getting ready. And Danny comes with a little leg thing.
I come in with the wheelchair.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, so we're going to have a ton of classes going on. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. Get to that modeling class if you can on Friday night. Start there. That's a good place to start. But there's so many other classes, so much going on. If you need a headshot, you want any information about IMTA, guys, Dawn Sullivan _ on Instagram. Get in touch with Danny any way you can. Danny is now teaching
Yeah,
a course on media. So now you can have a pro celebrity TikToker himself teach you how to get your stuff up because it's not going to happen overnight. Okay? Guys, you got anything else? Carly, tell him something.
That's it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. And Dawn, I'd follow you anywhere, so I'm stoked. And it's so nice to meet you, Danny.
Nice
Get to
meeting
know you
you.
better.
Yeah.
And I love true crime. I'm a true crime fan, so I'll be following. It's
I
Yeah,
know.
great.
Aren't you a fan? I'm a fan.
I
See,
love
really,
true
Loki? No, I'm not kidding. Like, I am a huge
At
fan
night,
of
late at
Danny.
night, late
Oh,
at night.
yeah.
And
I don't know why.
Dateline and I watch
Oh,
it.
yeah. I hear the thing to Dateline, and I'm like, oh, after a long, relaxing day, I need the
It's always
voice
the
of, like-
husband.
and she was walking, and the
the
husband
husband.
was right behind her.
We know how
When I
it
hear the
ends.
Scary voices, I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, but you know how all of them ends. I'm like, prick did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse my language. I'm sorry about that. Okay, she's going to log us off. That's what's going to happen, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Carly Sellaway, look out for her. She's going to be a household name,
Yes.
but she was here
Thank you.
first.
Yes, Vegas Views.
Vegas Views.